G'day legends. Crypto, stock markets, tariffs. It's all turned to crap. It's all terrible news. And what is it? What do we do? What's happening? All right. So tariff day. I'm going to look down a bit because I've got some actual notes written down, which is something anyone that watches my channel will know. Most of the stuff I just go off the top of my head. Not doing that today because, well, there's just so much to remember. Tariff day happened roughly 24 hours ago. So it was the USA American 2nd of April. It was their new, what do they call it, Freedom Day or something like that. Yeah, so it wasn't what people were expecting. It wasn't what the markets were necessarily expecting. They kept it tight-lipped. They've done very, very well in the US government not to leak. And what am I talking about? What did they not leak? They did not leak that they were going to put tariffs on 185 countries. No one sort of knew that it was going to be that big. The minimum tariff, that was the first thing that was said. There was going to be a minimum tariff, so a minimum tax of 10% on countries, and that was basically any country that already has a 10%, which is very small, tariff on America. They would get a 10% in return. The rest of them, America has gone a little bit soft as far as putting the tariff on. They have gone, say, 50% of whatever larger tariffs were. So they haven't actually hit them with the full 100%. Now that sounds good, but really it's to soften the blow of how harsh putting these tariffs are on. So by that I mean, I think it was, off the top of my head, say Japan. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but there was a country that had, say, 73% tariff on America. They got given a 37% tariff, and so on and so forth. So that was the type of thing that's happened. Yeah, so I'll just look at my notes. All right. Yeah, all right. The NASDAQ lost 5% extra in the last 24 hours. It was already down 10%, so it's already it's headed towards crash mode. Yeah, which is, if you get to 20%, that's called crash. That's, looking at, like, say, recession levels. The S&P 500 lost 4%, or $2 trillion was wiped out from the S&P 500. Bitcoin was down about 6% in the last 24 hours. It's now down 4.2%. XRP is down 10% for the last week. It was down about 7% yesterday, but 10% for the week. Link is down 16% for the week. Sui is down 20% for the week. ETH is down 10% for the week and 46% for the year. Solana is down 4.1% for the day and 15.5% for the week. It looks like it is headed to $100 USD. That is a level that I didn't really think that we'd ever get again. So if you are keen on Solana, it might be a good time to bring your average buy price down. If you've been buying it up higher, you might get a better buy price coming soon. So it could go down to 100. If it goes through 100, there's a good chance for the $90 range. But I assume it wouldn't go much lower than that, hopefully. All of this, that would depend on recession and for America. So recession is getting more and more percentage chance. So the chances they're giving it is getting a little bit higher and higher every time we have one of these things going on. Recession is bad for your crypto. It's bad for your stocks. We don't really want a recession unless you're looking to buy. A recession will it'll get in the way of our bull market, as it were. Not that it feels very much like a bull market at the moment. As we were talking about ETH before, is ETH dead? That's a question. I might do a deeper video on it. I've been looking at ETH and going, ETH is something that I'm not really interested in. I don't own any ETH. I have in Ethereum. I have in the past. I haven't been interested in it. And so what that says to me is I should probably buy some. The times when you're not interested in a coin, that especially a coin that is a blue chip, that's a time that maybe you start to go, well, I'm feeling that bearish on it, that can it really go much lower? Ethereum right now is in the 1700s. You know, a couple of months ago it was at trying to break that $3,300-$3,400 range. If it goes to 1500 and you buy it in the 1700s, this is all hypothetical, I'm not telling you to do this, but in the long haul, would you really care? You might lose $200 per ETH in the short term. As long as you don't sell, you don't lose any money. So although I'm not sure whether I will do it myself, I'm just pointing out that still lots of things in crypto revolve around Ethereum. And to get it down to 1700, possibly headed towards 1500, like, it just may not be, you know, we'll look back and go, why didn't I buy, type of thing. It might be what we look back at if we don't partake in buying some. That's that's what I'm thinking anyway. What else did I have? Bitcoin. Where do I think Bitcoin's going? Obviously, I'm just some guy on the internet. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an economist. I'm just a person who's giving my ideas. I think it's going lower. I think that if you look at charts, if you know anything about charts, and I'm learning the basics of it, it looks like it wants to go down to that 77 minimum and possibly down to that $75,000 to $72,000 mark for USD. That, I don't imagine it would go much lower, surely, but you never know what's going to happen. If they go into a recession, everyone's going to panic and things could get sold off. So it's just one of those things. I don't know about whether I would be buying now, but as I always say, whenever you don't think you should buy, it's probably not a bad idea to, you know, take a little bit in, just because a lot of the time, you know, when you get that bearish feel, it could be near the bottom, and we should never be trying to catch the exact bottom. But yeah, just saying, if you are thinking about buying, there's a good chance it goes a bit lower. If you're happy to buy now and you don't care if you lose another $5,000 off of Bitcoin short term per Bitcoin, well, then it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, so it all seems very bearish right now. Obviously, there's, you know, lots of reasons for that. But also, there's some good news. The good news is that it looks more and more likely that there will be more rate cuts in America than we thought. The betting odds, so there's places where you can go and bet on it, and these are very good indicators. Earlier this year, all of the odds were that there would only be 2 rate cuts for America for the year. It is now the most likely, even though it's still a small percentage because they've sort of it's spread out, there's only like a 14% chance of going by the odds of less than 3. So all of the money is now going into either 3 or 4 rate cuts. 4 is actually the one that's winning. I personally don't really think unless something breaks, I think it'll be 3. But who knows? Yeah, so I just wanted to get on. Haven't done a lot of videos lately because there's not a lot of point in doing videos if you don't really know what's going to happen. I have noticed with investing in crypto, stocks, whatever you're investing, you're always waiting, so you've got to be patient. I've realized that a lot of videos I've made in the past, we're waiting for the next catalyst, we're waiting for the next thing, and it's so true. You just move from catalyst to catalyst to see which thing is next, which thing's going to send things up, which thing's going to send things down. So just exercise patience. If you're feeling very scared and don't know what to do, turn your computer off. Sometimes the best investing is to do nothing. Just take some time away from it, close your laptop, turn your app off on your phone, and step aside. Life will go on, and that's the easiest thing. So I hadn't been making videos because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I actually went away for a couple of days. It was so good not to actually think about crypto for a while. Crypto has been boring to the stage of a person like me who researches every single day, basically, maybe 6 days a week, that I was finding other YouTube videos to look at. I'd look at a couple of crypto each day, which I'd normally do about 2 hours of research and video listening while I'm working and stuff. I was like, I'm like, nothing's changing. There's nothing. We're just in waiting mode. So I actually went and looked into other things. I looked into, bettering my YouTube, me being on YouTube, because obviously I'm not a very professional looking person, and that's fine. I don't think that's what people watching me expect, but I just wanted to make things a little bit better for you guys. So I've been researching into a bit of that type of thing, taking time away from crypto so that you're not constantly looking and seeing red and worrying about it. So just take care of yourself, like mentally. Like there's been people that have gone and hurt themselves or tried to hurt themselves over losing large amounts of money. No amount of money lost is worth your life. It's just really not. There's no reason to sort of go into that type of thing. And if you are feeling like that, feel free to reach out to, you can comment to me, or I think my email, you can find my email through the YouTube. It's on there. Feel free to email me if you're ever one of those type of people that's feeling overwhelmed. I'm happy to chat. But yeah, reach out to someone, talk to someone. There are lifelines and things and places to call. Don't let it get on top of you if you're getting overwhelmed. In the end, life goes on. Money's just money. Investing is obviously to try and get us out of the rat race of the 9 to 5 working days. Just to put another thing about just me putting out videos, and sometimes there is a bit of a space, is I work 50 hours a week, so getting videos out can sometimes be a little bit tough. So apologies if you have been wanting a few more videos through these tougher waiting times, but sometimes there's nothing to say, and sometimes I'm just exhausted, so it is what it is. Do something nice for someone else. Have a great afternoon. Crypto Bogan out.